Good evening, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm actually talking about the specifics in the UK about the kind of help being given by the government in terms of the cost of living within the local authorities, especially within the statutory bodies in the local authority, but also the charitable organization like Citizen Advice or local government, which is actually the statutory body mostly responsible for the cost of living support. I'm just trying to look at the broad policy and the kind of help available. And we're looking at different types, and we are continuing with this video. If you're watching this video, look at the previous videos. I'm going to try and indicate it as clearly as possible so that you don't miss anything. Let me know below what you think. Make a comment, subscribe to this channel, and support this channel by subscribing. Share the video, watch it if as much as you can. If you like it, support it by liking it. Click like, subscribe. If you don't like it, leave a comment below and let me know how I can improve. Thank you so much for your support. And let me continue with this topic of specific help being given by the government in the UK. Help given in the UK is quite similar to help given in Europe, in America, in the developed world, in the Western world. Is quite similar to help being given globally within the Eastern Hemisphere. In Africa might be different slightly, but in the Middle East, Israel, and in the Iran, Iraq, or Iranian, Iraqis, Arabs world, the more developed a country is, maybe like South Africa, South America, North America, this kind of structured state help is there, even without the cost of living crisis. It's always there, but with the cost of living is more important because the condition of poverty is going to start increasing. So there are different types of benefits. If you're sick, if you're working, if you are elderly, if you are a child, if you live in a property, if you're renting, if you are buying a mortgage. Now, if you're buying a mortgage, if you're on a mortgage means you're borrowing money to buy a property. You pay it back. It's like renting, but it's your home, a permanent home, as long as you pay the mortgage. But if you get into trouble paying the mortgage, the government can pay the interest to the mortgage, but they won't pay for the mortgage. So these are actually the elements of help. I'm just trying to go through the different elements. So, for example, if you get benefit based on your income, which means your income, the amount of income you have, will determine the amount of benefit you get. Or you can even determine if you're going to get any benefit at all. When we talk about benefit, we talk about money, essentially. But we may also talk about other help, which are not money. Help in kind, which are all very important. They are free helps, free money, free things. So they are very important. But if you have high level of income, I said in the other video, if you have in saving, for example, £16,000 and above, you won't get anything at all. Unless it's sickness benefit. Sickness benefit are not means tested. If you are sick, claim benefit. If you are 16 years and below pension age, there's something called personal independence payment. This is in the UK, especially in England, Wales, and Scotland. In Northern Ireland, in Scotland, things tend to be sometimes different, but you need to check. We are quite similar. You need to check on the government website all this information on the gov.uk in England and Wales and in the UK. But if you live in another country, go to your government website. You will find it. It's very important. Most things are now on the internet, so the internet is quite relevant. That's why I'm producing this video, because I believe if I improve the quality of information and support on this channel, it might help to complement other information. This is benefit, but we'll be talking about other things. Maybe if you want to build your house, I can do a research. If you have a court case, or if you have issues to do with divorce or unemployment, where to look for work, where to get grants to do business, or to open charity. All this information, there is a case of doing research, and that is, if you're interested, I can do a research and do a presentation. And we are 3 weeks into our project. And we are actually building momentum. We are improving the equipment, the pictures, the sound, the editing, and the organizing the material is a lot of work. Believe me or not, finding information and organizing material is quite. I'm still doing it in a basic way, but I'll do my best going forward to try and filter it, to refine it, and leave a comment below if you think there are ways. I've been getting a lot of support by way of feedback. Please subscribe, please support this channel, and like I said, most benefit depend on your income. Whether your income is low, if you have £6,000 in your bank account, you can get the full benefit. So important. Your money, your £6,000 is going to be in the bank unless you decide to spend it, because all your basic requirement will be covered by benefit if you have £6,000 saving and you're not working. If you're not working, if you are working and you only earn a certain amount of money, you can also claim benefit. But most benefits are means tested. If you have the means to live on, and the government decides what level of income is the determinant and how much you get. In September 2022, the government gave a cost of living payment to people who get benefits based on their income. They will give the second payment if you get any of the following benefits. Universal credit, we talked about universal credit before, pension credit, working tax credit, child tax credit. These are different elements of means-tested benefit. They are income-based, so job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance. Income support, you will only get the second cost of living payment once, even if you get more than one of these benefits. To get this payment, you must have either been getting a benefit payment on or between the 26th August 2022 and the 25th September 2022. It doesn't matter if it gets paid to someone else like your landlord. So you can get money paid to your landlord depending on your situation. These are really important situation. If you're applying for universal credit, you won't get the cost of living payment until your benefits claim is successful, because some element of the cost of living payment are means tested. Like we said, the cost of living payment is there to help people on low income. For most benefits, you will get the second payment of 324 between the 8th and 23rd November 2022. If you get working tax credit or child tax credit, you will get the second payment between the 23rd and the 30th November 2022. You will get the second payment even if you weren't entitled to the first payment. If you haven't had your cost of living payment and you think you should have, you can report a missing payment on .gov.uk. Sometimes the government pays money, but you don't get it, and then you are required. It's the best practice for you and for everyone else to report it that you didn't get it. If you are not claiming any of these benefits yet, you should check if you can claim benefits. Best thing to do is claim benefit if you think you might get it. It's worth starting a claim as soon as possible if you are eligible. Eligibility means are you able to get it or not. This means you might be able to get the second cost of living. I spoke earlier of passport benefits. The cost of living payment is actually determinant whether you get it or not, depending on whether you get certain benefits. So what I'm saying to people, even if you're only going to get £5, sometimes it helps you to get other things like grants and things like that. So the better view, if you're struggling, I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to claim benefit for many reasons because it's quite, the inconvenience is a lot. But because if you know where different types of benefit is, there are people who get actually 3,000, maybe sometimes people get £4,000 per month in benefit. I mean, if they get all the benefits they are entitled to. So you need to really try and get as much help as you can. If you're not claiming any of these benefits yet, you should check. And as soon as possible, if you're eligible, this means you might be able to get the second cost of living payment. If you get a disability benefit, the government will automatically give you £150 cost of living payment from September 2022, which means you're sick. You'll get this one-off payment if you get any of the following benefit: disability living allowance, personal independence payment, attendance allowance, armed forces independent payments, constant attendance allowance, war pension, mobility supplement. I talked to you earlier about sickness benefit. These are some of the examples of sickness benefit you get. And when you get those, it doesn't matter if you're sick. The government is giving a cost of living payment. You're not going to get it if you're not getting benefit. Benefit is actually proof that you qualify for cost of living benefit in practice. In theory, it doesn't have to be like that, but the easiest way to prove that you are in need, in terms of assessing need, being on benefit you are entitled to, is really good, because in case the government giving more help, you get it. To get this payment, you must have been getting one of these benefits on the 25th May 2022, applied for one of these benefits by 25th May 2022. You won't get the payment until your claim is successful, like I said before. If you're over state pension age and get winter fuel payment, you will either get a 300 or 150 cost of living payment depending on your situation. You will get this at the same time as your usual winter fuel payment. You will get a 300 cost of living payment if you live either on your own with people who don't qualify for winter fuel payment. If you live with someone else who qualifies for the winter fuel payment, the amount you will get depends on whether either you get any of the following: pension credit, income related, ESA, income based, JSA. I've already discussed these benefits in fair amounts in the previous video, or also in parts of this video. If either you or the person you live with gets one of these benefits, you will both get £300 as soon as you are not partners. As long as you are not partners. If you are partners, you will only get one 300 payments. These are actually the breakdown of the kind of benefits you get, and also how you actually get it. If neither of you get one of these benefits, you will get both 150. These are actually part of benefit rules, so I'm going through it in brief. If you actually are looking to get some of this help, it can be done. It can be explained to you in more detail. If you live in residential care and qualify for the winter fuel payment, you will get £150 unless you get any of these benefits. If you get any of the benefits, you won't get a cost of living payment. Check if you need to apply for winter fuel payment. These are types of benefits given to support energy costs. You're usually entitled to winter fuel payments if you are of state pension age in the third week of September. The state pension age is 66. You should start getting the winter fuel payment automatically once you reach state pension age. You might need to apply if you are in one of these situations. You don't get state pension, you don't get another benefit. You live in the EU, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, or Liechtenstein. You can find out how to apply for the winter fuel payment on gov.uk. So I'm not going through this material. I was explaining it before, broadly what I'm now trying to help to give a clearer picture as to what is involved. Get help with your energy bills. So if you energy bills like gas and electricity, which is really important for the cost of living, the government are giving every household £400 of their electricity bill. It doesn't matter if you're on benefit, it doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire, you'll probably get the help. So that's why I said benefit is not really for unemployed people, it's for people who, sometimes it's also people who are rich. Say state pension, for example. You can be a millionaire and still get state pension. So these are actually, rich people get benefits in the UK. This is called the Energy Bill Support Scheme. Energy Bill Support Scheme. You support with bills payment. You don't need to do anything to get the money, and you won't have to pay it back. You will get the 400 in 6 installments starting from over October 2022. Check how you will receive the 400 of your electricity bill. Check how the energy price guarantee affects you. The government, these are all different types of support. This is another one called energy price guarantee and how it affects you. The government has put a limit for most households on the rates your supplier can charge for the gas and electricity. This is called the energy price guarantee. This is a cap on the energy price. You don't need to do anything. The energy price guarantee automatically applies to all types of the energy tariffs. It started on the 1st October 2022 and lasts until the 31st March 2023. There will still be a limit after March 2023, but the amount you pay for energy will go up. The price cap will change after March this year. Find out how the energy price guarantee affects you. Check what other help you can get from the government. You might be able to get a fuel voucher or a grant from your energy supplier. Like I said before, some help you get from your energy supplier. It's a case of looking and getting learning how to get it. So you can check if you can get help to pay your energy bills. If you need somewhere to stay warm, like I said previously, you can ask your local council if they have a warm space. These are public places, places which anyone can use to stay warm. For example, a library or a town hall. You can find out how to contact your local council on gov.uk. This is a government website. So if you can't stay in your home because you can't afford to pay the bills, you want to save some money, you go to the library to stay there. And that's what's happening now with the cost of living. Get help with essential costs. Your local council might help you to pay for things like your energy and water bills, food, essential items, for example, clothes and an oven and things like that. I've discussed this before. This help is known as welfare assistance or the household support fund. Each council runs their own scheme. You will need to check if you can get the support and what type of support you can get. Ask your local council if they can run a welfare assistance or household support fund scheme. You can find out how to contact your local council on gov.uk. Different councils have different policy and practices, so check with your local council if you live in the UK. Probably similar if you live in other countries as well. You don't have to be getting benefits to get help from your local council. If you do get benefits, they won't be affected if you start getting money from a welfare assistance or household support scheme. There are also other things you can do if you are struggling to afford essentials like rent or food. Get help paying for rent, council tax, or other bills. I've spoken to this previously briefly about. There are things you can do if you are struggling to pay your rent and bills. You can check what help and support you can get with your rent and bills. If you're struggling to pay for food, you might be able to get a referral to a food bank. You can find out how to get help from a food bank. If you have a child or pregnant, if you are pregnant, you might be able to get a health start card to help you buy certain types of milk, infant formula, fruit, and vegetables. To get the health start card, you must be at least 10 weeks pregnant or have a child under 4 years old. You must also be getting either universal credit, but only if your household earns £408 a month or less. Income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment support allowance, but only if you're pregnant. These are different categories. Pension credit, child tax credit, but only if your household earns 16,190 a year or less. These are benefit rules and conditions. If you get child tax credit, you can't get the card if you also get working tax credit unless you get the run-on payment. Working tax credit run-on is the payment you get for 4 weeks after you stop qualifying for working tax credit. With the Healthy Start card, you will get £4.25 25 each week from week 10 of your pregnancy, £8.50 a week for children from birth to 1 year old, £4.25 each week for children between 1 and 4 years old. Free vitamins. You can also apply for Health Start scheme on the NHS website. Get help with health costs. If you're sick and you're facing health costs, you might be able to get help paying for National Health Service charges, for example, prescriptions, dental treatment, sight tests, glasses, and contact lenses. Travel to the National Health Service treatment. These are to do with healthcare. Check if you can get help with health costs on the NHS Business Services Authority website. There's a website called National Health Service Business Services Authority website. It's a mouthful, but it's where you can get help in relation to the health costs. If you can get it, it means you are most likely to apply and get help. If you can't get help to pay for your prescriptions, You might be able to save money by buying a prepayment certificate. You will pay a fixed price for either 3 or 12 months. This will cover the cost of all the prescriptions you need during that time. You can buy a prepayment certificate for unlimited prescriptions for £30 and 25 pence for 3 months, £108 and 10 pence for 12 months. You can pay this in 10 installments of £10 and 81 pence. These are details, some of the details relating to this help, which you can find from an advisor if you get help, or you can go online to get the details on the government website, on other charitable websites. You can buy a prepayment certificate on the National Health Service Business Services Authority website. Get help with your child's school costs. Cost for children in school is quite high. Uniform, clothing and things like that. If you're on low income or claim certain benefits, you might be able to get help with the cost of sending your children to school. You could get free school meals, free transport to school, grant to help to buy school uniforms. You can find out more about getting help with school costs. Get help with travel costs. Contact your local council to speak if they offer free or discounted travel. For example, if you are in education or a work placement, unemployment and looking for work, a veteran, you can find your local council on gov.uk. If you are on state pension age, you can get free bus travel. Apply for an older person's bus pass on gov.uk. If you're 60 or over and live in London, you can get free travel on London's transport services. You can apply for a 60 plus London Oyster photo card on the Transport for London website. If you are disabled, you might be able to apply for a bus pass or rail card. You can check if you can get help with the cost of transport. Get help with pets. If you own animals, pets, if you are using a food bank, you might be able to ask for some things like pet food. Check with your local food bank if you are able to help, if they are able to help you. You can also check if there's a pet food bank in your area. Sometimes there are pet food banks for pets. Sometimes there are no food banks for pets. So check with your local authority. You can also check if there's a food bank in your area. Ask your local vet and pet shop, or search online for pet food bank in your local town. You might be able to find free pet food collection points at your local supermarket, pet store, or animal charity. Get help with vet care. You might be eligible for free or reduced vet care from Blue Cross if you get certain means-tested benefits. Live close to one of their hospitals or clinics. Check if you can get free or reduced vet care on the Blue Cross website. You also might be able to get free or reduced vet care from charities such as RSPCA and PDSA. Royal Society for the Protection of I can't now know what it is. Animal, I think, protection and care, I think, of animals. RSPCA and PDS. Please leave a comment below if you know what they are. I know they have to do with pet care. Check if you can get free or reduced vet care on RSPCA website. Check if you can get free or reduced vet care on the PDSA website. Get help with vet bills. If you're struggling to pay your vet bills, talk to your vet about payment options like reducing the bill or setting up a payment plan. If you can't set up an affordable payment plan, you should get debt advice. Your vet might decide to stop treating your pet if you owe money. Work out your budget. You can use a budgeting tool to help you understand what money you have got coming in and what you are going out. Like I said before, where you might be able to cut costs, you can use our budgeting tools. There are budgeting tools online you can use. If they're automated, they're online. You can access them online and then use it to manage your money, especially now during the cost of living crisis. Apply for a charitable grant. You might be able to get extra money from a charity. Some of these charitable grants are open to everyone. Others might be available to you based on your situation, for example, your health or your previous or current job. You can check what help you can get from local and national charities on the Turn to Us website. Turn to Us website is a website you can get. You put in information, it will be asking you questions if you go online. And especially if you're a student, use Turn to Us. If you're a student, you study in university, or if you're a student generally, because if you go to another website which I like to use, it's called Entitled To, a website for things like benefit calculation. You want to know how much, if you're entitled to anything, any sort of help, you go to this website. But Turn to Us is good if you're a student. It might not work for you. I mean, if you're a student and you want to use Entitled To, if you're a student, instead of putting your student details, put that you are working. Then the system will accept it. Otherwise, it will reject it. Then you will have to use Turn to Us website to see what you might be entitled to. It doesn't matter where it is. In this case, you can find out if you can get help from certain charities with help. Like I said before, the help is actually almost everywhere within the statutory bodies and the voluntary bodies. That is what it is. The statutory bodies are things like local authorities, government institutions, which are statutory, but also charities. These are all funded by the government. They are all sources of help. You might be able to take some money from your pension savings to help pay for essential costs or to pay off your debts. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages for using your pension. Because your pension, you want to keep it for whatever. You should think about whether taking money from your pension is the best financial decision for you. Taking money from your pension will mean you have less income when you retire. So think carefully. If you are getting benefits, taking money from your pension could affect your claim. Those are, if you are getting means tested benefit, you take money from your pension, it will be treated as income, and your benefit can be reduced if you are getting means tested benefit. You can get free guidance on your pension options from PensionWise. PensionWise is a source of support and advice you get online and maybe through other organizations. They will explain the different options. You can decide which is best for you. You should also get financial advice before taking any money from your pension savings you will have to pay. You can check how to find a financial advisor. This is also online. There's a link. If you go to any of the government website, if you go to Citizen Advice public website, you will get links leading to financial advisor. They can tell you which option is best for you. If you're finding things difficult, such as your mental health being as important as your physical health, you should talk to your GP. If your money if your money problems are affecting your mental health, I told you over and again, I said to you, a lot of people are getting stressed because of the pressure created because of living. There's a lot of mental health problems affecting so many people in this country. So don't leave it until it is too late. Get help from the GP, from general practitioners, doctors. In other words, you get help from your doctor. You can find other ways to get help with your mental health, or on the Mind website. Mind is a kind of charitable organization dealing with people with mental health counseling and support. If you need to speak to someone right now, you can call the Samaritans for free. These are actually people who listen to you, do counseling. If you have stress, if you're suicidal, you can talk to somebody called you Samaritan. These are actually charitable organizations supported by the government. They normally give you free advice on these issues. Samaritan helpline is 116123. They are open Monday to Sunday at any time. So you can find this on this video. You can find this in any website associated with the government, with the big charities in the UK. Their lines are given in Welsh. There are numbers there. You'll find numbers there, opening time. You can talk to somebody called Shout. Shout is also when you want to be heard, you want to speak, they provide counseling. I think you need to check. I can check for you what Shout is an organization, what they really do. And their details are actually on the website. You can contact them. You can text them. You can be anonymous. You can be, confidential. You can contact them from anywhere in the UK. If you think it is an emergency, then where your life or the life of someone else might be at risk, then you can contact sources. You can call 999 and go to accident and emergency. This is actually a hospital. When you are you can call an ambulance. You can go there for an emergency treatment. It's called accident and emergency, because when you get an accident, you go there. If there is an emergency, you go there. It's a section of the hospital in the UK. It's called accident and emergency. And 999 is also an emergency number. And you can also find a list of urgent mental health services on the Mind website, like I said before. And yeah, we have come to the end of looking at some of these materials at random. Going forward, I'm just giving you a taster of what is involved with this type of help. They are sometimes detailed, they are complex, and they are tailor-made. If you need help, you need to go to advisors, professional advisors, lawyers, or case workers within the government or within the charitable organizations. They're going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you personal details, the history of your case, what you are struggling with. They will going to get specific information. They're going to interview you and collect this information, and then give you specific advice, which is tailor-made. They are tailor-made. I'm just giving you a picture of what you can get, because even if I was trying to advise anybody now, this is not an advice. This is actually giving you an idea what is available. But if you're going to get advice, it's a different process, and the condition for advice also there, and people who are professionally are qualified to do advice will give advice to you. And thank you for watching this video, and let me know if you like this material, if you like something similar to this. They are quite complex, and they are very helpful. You can get all this online. I'm just trying to, make you aware that this information is there. They can guide you. You can actually, if you can understand everything, thoroughly, you don't need to get any help from the professional. But if you feel it is complicated, most help are free. They're confidential, which means you can trust them with your life almost. Your information, you can give it to them. They are impartial. They don't take side. They just, whether you're black or white, rich or poor, normally they prefer to give advice to people who are poor. Like I said before, if you work for a living, you're probably qualified. Because if you're a multimillionaire, if you want to go there, you can also go. But multimillionaires don't like. They go to lawyers probably. Wealthy lawyers also. I'm not sure, but they can come because we're impartial. We don't judge anyone. We don't say, oh, you are from this place. You are that. We are also confidential. We're not going to reveal your. We mean the charities, the government offices, and they are operating in that, especially voluntary organizations. They are always there to help, and the impartial. They don't discriminate. They are quite, helpful, and try your best. Let me know if this is useful at all. Then I may continue providing information in this manner. But if you think I can change the way I give this information, or actually how I treat this process, let me know. Leave a comment below. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment, share, like, and support, and wish us luck on this channel. Thank you. Bye bye.